Middle Georgia. No one does it like The Glory. 107.9 FM and 980 AM WDDO. The sales team of The Glory WDDO 980 AM is waiting to make your business, your church, your ministry part of the Glory family. Let us advertise for you. Call the sales team today at 678-800-3976. Let's make this happen with 980 AM WDDO The Glory. Meeting the musical need for the entire family. Keep the dial locked on 107.9 FM and 980 AM WDDO. WDDO W300EB Macon, Perry, 107.9 FM and 980 AM. The Glory.
I just wanna
connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Welcome to the Issues of Life broadcast with your host, Evelyn Reid. This show will address health, religious, and political issues that our communities face daily. Let's go live into the studio with your host, Evelyn Reid, for the Issues of Life broadcast, right here on the Glory 107.9 FM, 980 AM.
Well, good afternoon and welcome again to the Issues of Life. We hope you're having a good day thus far. I'm here today, Don Reed, with retired General Reverend Jonathan Cunningham.
Afternoon.
Reverend Warren Hamilton, nicknamed Booney.
Daniel Booney.
And the illustrious Pastor Larry
God bless
Dunning,
you, man. God bless you.
of the Pentecostal Temple Church. Good afternoon. We're going to try to get into something. We want your participation if you'd like to call in and deal with it. We'll get the number out first, and then we'll discuss the topic. 478-250-1444. 478-250-1444. There's something that's been going on in the news lately about men participating in women's sports and blase. And we want to try to get the take on what the Christian community out there think about it. Should men be involved in women's sports? They're calling themselves the trans people, and so what does we know what the secular community thinks? We know what many in the news media believe, but what does the Christian community think about men being in women's sports? We saw this recently with this girl Sophie Cunningham with the Indiana Fever. Was asked about her feelings on it. She said, "I'm not against trans people, but I am against men being in women's sports." She got a lot of blowback from that, and so controversy continues to this very day. And so, what you guys' opinion? Tell me what are your thoughts about it?
Okay, I'll start off because I love sports, and I try to play a little baseball, basketball, football, tennis, and everything. Personally, I think men should play against men. Women should play against women. Point blank. That's it. And let me explain why. When I was competing in whatever sports I was playing, I'm competitive. I want to play the best athlete on the field. I want to check the best basketball player on the court. I want to cover the best wide receiver on the field. I think as an athlete, you want to be measured by who you play and how you perform against the best. So to me, it shouldn't happen. If you want to be a man and God made you a man, play against men. If you just want to go out there and just make a show and say you the heavyweight champion of the world, you done beat up on a woman, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. No. You, as an athlete, a person that plays sports, it should be human nature that you want to be the best. In order to be the best, you have to beat the best.
All right, Reverend Warren Hamilton. Reverend Warren Hamilton is his name. I done dodged it.
And I'm not ashamed.
Not ashamed to be
I said it.
That's right.
Hey, why don't
Okay.
y'all want to make some? Let's make some definitions
Okay,
first.
go ahead.
Let's set the table.
All right, set the table.
Okay, so what does it mean to be transgender? Just in case somebody out there said, I keep hearing this transgender term. Transgender today means a biological man, which means you were born a boy. it means that your chromosomes, according to science, means you are XY. That means that you are a male. You came into this world and you were physically made to be a boy. A transgender male is a female who wants to be a boy. I don't want to go too fast. I want to make sure everybody's checking. A transgender girl or transgender woman is a boy who says he is a woman. Okay. So by definition, so we have today, we're set now. Transgender men or transgender want to play into the sport of their transgender offering, meaning a man who wants to be a woman wants to play in female sports. So the Christian point of view, I think if we can go back and use as a reference, can we go to Genesis and
Let's
use
go
that?
to Genesis, man.
All right. And I'm just going to leave it out there and we can explain it in Genesis, where when Adam was lonely, and Adam was a he, as we know in the Bible. Anybody disagree with that?
No.
Okay. Adam was a male and God saw that he was lonely, and I believe the Bible said God made him what? A woman from him. Okay, all right. So we've established that. So now I want to just throw this test out here with theirs because we've got a few more minutes. Why is it that a transgender woman or biological woman who wants to be a male, why is it that we haven't seen any of them showing up to play in male sports? That's a test. Why is it always the other way? The males who want to be females showing up to play in female sports. I will leave that out there as we continue to process this. I want to just throw it out there right now.
Yeah, I've never seen a female linebacker. Have you?
Well, there are exceptions now.
There are.
I will answer that question, but I'm gonna share the exceptions.
Go here.
The reason you find more male, I may not be the right terminology. The male the men that are born biological men, because God made us different than the female, and usually they're trying to get on the team, get points. Maybe they can't get on the male team. I will tell you this exception is there are sports, even at the high school level, where women and men are playing football. Mm-hmm. There are also sports where, remember the battle of the sexes with tennis? There are some sports that's male and female. Let me give you Larry Dunning's version. Every female I took bowling, every one of them, but they were there for the first time. They all beat me. So I'm just saying there are some sports that's not necessarily gender based, and women can play and men can play. I would like to admit and to you,
you just wasn't a very good bowler. That's all. But you didn't change your sex, boy.
Oh no! I was trying to impress them. This is before I got married. Hello. I was trying to impress them. They wind up impressing me. Okay. But what I'm saying is, yes, volleyball. There's so many sports we can do together. But I think the brothers, and I really don't think the numbers are great. Now y'all can share with me about the numbers. Men want to win, and rather than playing with their own gender, they choose another mean to gain a winning score. But I don't know. I would say this. You're right. Bowling is not gender specific. Volleyball and a few other sports.
There's probably some girls right now. You know, if I go on the basketball court with them, I know they're gonna win.
That's right. We play in high school. Well, most of not high school. In elementary school, we play softball together.
Yeah.
So,
now volleyball might be one of those that you can note the difference. You might have two genders, but in volleyball, usually if you have a male, that male is going to be usually a powerful spiker. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. And the female might be the setter, or she can spike, but she's got to be able to jump and block. So you got to.
I will tell you what,
strength thing.
I've had a lot of volleyballs in my face. I mean, from tall women. So I just think some sports is not gender specific, but help me out now. I didn't think that was a great number of men trying to play female sports. Is that a big number?
It's growing.
It's growing. That's a good way to say it.
Because they can't compete with other men on the same level.
That's true.
And so they, cause see, the big lie in the 70s was a woman can do everything a man can do. And that was a lie that was perpetuated. And they're finding out that men bones are bigger.
That's true.
Are thicker. Then that's how God wired them. So he can be the heavy lifter, if you will. And she can do the things that they were designed to do. Where the man can be the one who goes out there and work and and do the hard labor and all that kind of stuff.
Help me out. Some of y'all said this better. What sports are they invading? I assume it's football.
It's volleyball, basketball, track and
Women's
field,
basketball.
women's volleyball, women's track and field, women's basketball,
Boxing.
women's swimming,
Boxing, okay.
yeah, swimming and boxing. Now those, so but notice once again there are few biological transgender women who are playing in male sports. You see what I mean? So there has to be another motivation perhaps behind that. What do you think?
Go ahead.
Let me say this. Most of the people you are speaking of playing in male sports, women playing in male sports, are sports in their specific, they specialists like kickers and stuff of this nature. If you took a woman and put her in the backfield, or took a woman and put her at a point guard on a basketball team, they'd have a field day. And let me say this. I'm going to kind of go sideways now.
Go sideways, man.
Everything we do in sports nowadays is about that dollar. And I guarantee you these owners going to win, because when they win, that's more money. Money may be the root of all evil in a lot of cases. So what I'm telling you, it's going to be a mess to start out. If I owned a basketball team or a baseball team or a football team, I'm going to be real reluctant in paying a female what I'm paying LeBron James or Lamar Jackson or somebody like that. It's about that dollar. And a woman physically cannot compete against these top athletes. They are a hindrance. And that's just bottom line. I understand. I'm not saying that they shouldn't play football. I'm not trying to say they shouldn't play basketball. But they need to stay on women basketball and come up with women football. Because when you cross lines, they're inferior to a man. Physically, now I ain't talking about mentally now, because some of these football players, Bernie can write their name. And I'm one of them. But what I'm saying is, got that dollar. And young ladies, if you're listening, good luck. When it comes to that dollar, what you think they're going to do?
Well, we make it.
They're going to recruit that man, because it's a man's sport. And if it's a woman's sport, they're going to recruit that woman. Stay in your lane. God made you a woman for a reason.
That's right. I played football from the 4th grade all the way to the 11th grade. I'll be honest with you. If there was a female in the backfield, she's going to score a touchdown coming my way. And the reason why is I wouldn't feel comfortable hitting.
You would talk.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I know if I hit, I'm going to hurt her. All right? So I'm just going to open the door for her, ma'am. Go on, score
right
the touchdown.
here.
Go on, score the touchdown, because I ain't going to be able to hit you.
You know, that's one of the, and I know we don't want to get too far away from the idea, what is a Christian perspective? But we were dealing with that in the military a few years back, where someone made the determination that it would be okay for females to serve in combat. But on the other hand, the prevailing problem or issue that men had with that is that if that female is in combat operations, that men would cater to her more so than they would to any man, because she is a female, and would tend to perhaps compromise the mission because they said that's a female.
They're trying to protect her.
And they're trying to we take on our normal role,
nature,
as protectors. So that was a concern about that.
Right.
So what's the military's position right now? That doesn't matter?
Well, they can serve in certain pieces, and they are serving at I think I don't know whether it's changing, but the way that we're trying to make a determination better is that we're saying if they can muster or pass the same standard or level of fitness that is that a male can, and based on a certain scale, then they can they can
But
serve.
they have not been able to do that. No. Okay, they tried in the last administration to boost this young lady up, but it just didn't happen. Because she just physically she's different, and God made her that way. That's why Peter says to the husband, love your wife in an understanding way. Okay, because she is the weaker vessel, and she is physically. She's weaker than the man. Again, her bones are not as thick as men. She can't take as much pressure as a man can. Sometimes they may think they can, but they can't. And so we have to be very, very careful of giving assent to men and women in sports, and because there's no such thing as a transgender. Okay, that's a lie from hell. Okay, nobody's transgender. All right,
That is correct. You can't.
You can't change your XY chromosome to XX.
That is correct.
And the media is a part of perpetuating the lie. Okay, and then you got some churches across this country
That accepting that.
that accepting this kind of stuff. So that's why I asked the question: what are you, my audience out here who are listening, worldwide, 478-250-1444? Where do you stand? Now this is the topic. Do I have a call? I don't think so.
When I tell you, I tell you what, we can. We're noting the dangers that are associated with also when we notice that everything God makes for good, man can find a way to just ruin it.
Screw it up, right?
Yeah. and so we noted that now we want there has been this attempt, or especially a few years back, that we were going to put this on, say that a child could say, a little girl says, I want to be a boy. And we were allowing, and doctors and others, and even some parents were allowing a biological changes being taken place on their bodies, and either chemical castration or doing other things to change the kid. Now we know that as a child, a girl would tell you that I was a tomboy, but something happened in puberty or something eventually, and I changed. So how can a child make a determination about what a child wants? A child can't even determine what they want to eat today or tomorrow or anything else. So how can you allow them to make a determination about what they think they are or are not?
Because as they grow older, as a girl grows, she might be a tomboy in grammar school, but Miss America in high school.
That's correct.
You know what I'm saying? And so she's glad she didn't get things whacked out. But I don't mean to laugh.
No, I'm saying, I think a transgender person, we may feel like the Bible is not directly saying yay, nay, or it's saying nay, but in their mind, they think they have trans to the other side. We got to deal with where their psychology is maybe wrong, maybe demonic, but at least they think that anyway. But
Well, they've been told that. Okay, and they've been they're seeing it on television. Hollywood's back in this stuff. You got the NBA, which really owns the WNBA, back in this stuff. You got the movie industry. This software. This young man wrote something years ago against transgenderism, and they pulled it up online. And he was going to be a star in this thing on Broadway, this play on Broadway. Well, they fired him yesterday. Yes, because they didn't like the fact that he said that a man needs to be in men's things and women need to be in women's things. Something similar to that. So it can cost you. Okay. And he was trying to apologize, trying to keep his job. But I would sue those people because number one, even judges nowadays, you be careful with them because they are not letting the law
Mhm.
rule their decisions. The
Mhm.
Constitution, they're letting society and the culture determine how they come down on some of these social
Mhm.
issues. But nevertheless, I've heard pastors say, "Well, God is say Jesus didn't say anything about homosexuality." Well, He said that therefore God says a man shall leave his mother and cleave to his what? Wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So Jesus didn't use the term homosexuality, but He did deal with it in that one statement.
Yeah.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
I agree.
And so you got some of these mega church pastors. I know a mega church pastor in Dallas. He was waxing eloquently, trying to his best to convince his audience, and he did. Because they wasn't biblically sound to be able to think biblically about what he was saying. And I'm saying, wow, this guy don't need to be in the pulpit. He's a politician.
But a lot of times, and I'm not picking any mega pastor because I'm smaller, but
Yeah.
many times pastors say things to have a bigger audience. It's like, marketing. You try to get a bigger market share. And many times what a man would say in the pulpit is based on the fact that if I can say this, I'm going to get more people into the church, which is not the way the Bible said. He added to the church daily as such should be saved. Let God do the adding and don't compromise the word of God.
Okay. Yes. 478-250-1444 is the number if you'd like to chime in. What do you think about it? How should the church respond to transgenderism or gay marriage, all these other things? Because basically, late brothers and brethren, this is how I see it. They went from 2 men and 2 women getting married, and then that died down to now transgenderism. They're moving from the adults to the children.
Correct. That was right.
But both is an assault on the family. Remember, if you want to change the society, you got to change the family. You just can't say, I'm gonna change this and change that. See, if and the devil knows if you change the family, which is the bedrock of society, if you pull a flower out of cake, what you got?
No cake.
It's like, this is not a trick question. No cake.
Yeah. So you can't pull a flower out of cake and expect it to be cake.
It won't be cake anymore.
You can't change the family and expect society to be healthy. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And we're seeing this as a result that some of these kids have gone and doctors have castrated them chemically, boys and stuff like that. They ought to be in jail.
I agree.
For what they have done to these children. They're not old enough to make those decisions.
And in most cases, although we know of circumstances where those who did undergo that transformation in their as kids, they want to reverse. They want to be whom they are because now they're stuck in a place where it seems that they're neither the male or the female.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And they want to reverse, and they're trying to reverse, reverse the danger that was done. And now they're stuck. Some of them are stuck in a place, and the question is, what am I now? How can I become now? Some women can't get pregnant now. Now they want babies, can't have the babies, and some have been lost their breast as a result of things that took place in their childhood. So that the church, to me, has to take a stand on the Word of God and make a declaration that this is obviously inconsistent with what Pastor alluded to, the family and what God would have the family to look like.
But see, I think many times they're living in between and they're miserable because they really can't decide. They got somebody speaking in one ear, somebody speaking in the other. There's a message from Commissioner Lucas. Commissioner Lucas is now on the Water Board, District 1. She sent a message to the audience, come and get some free watermelon and salad at the EL High School. That's located at 624 Sherland Drive. It's near Roses on Sherland Drive today and Wednesday from noon until 5 p.m. Commissioner, is it sweet? I've had some great chances on cutting melons. I even learned from a pro how to get good melons. You got to have a really brown, buttery bottom, and then you thump it. And I can pick a melon. If you need me over there, Elaine, I can come and let you know if you got good melon. I'm coming, but I want some sweet watermelon.
Well, let me get back to the subject at hand. For the sake of clarifying what we were saying here, we're not saying women shouldn't be in the military. We're not saying women shouldn't play sports. We're saying what God is saying.
Correct.
That's all. You know, if God made you a man, you're a man.
All right.
If God made you a woman, you're a woman.
I do have a question for General. And I always wondered in a combat situation or maybe doing military drills when you have male and female there together. Because I've heard from a good friend of mine, they start out in a situation where women are around, you're real careful, you change your different areas, and after about 3 days, there is no male-female coverage and that. What's been your experience when you have both genders on the battlefield or both genders in military maneuvers, and they're out there, you know, not in a base now, we're talking about out in the field? Do they always protect their bodies and cover all that good stuff?
Yeah, well, you know, those things never, they can't go away. They can't, let, you know, this is the truth. If you can picture, and I may get in trouble with this,
Okay.
but I've had a couple of deployments, and I will tell you that the Army passed the rule, submitted a rule, and I think we do have, but let me finish this. The military passed a rule. The rule was no, there's sex in the combat zone. Now, there's one thing that I can tell you for sure. You cannot pass a rule that will trump human nature.
That's true, man.
Some women went back home pregnant. You just cannot pass a rule that
On the battlefield.
on the battlefield. Now, because things happen over a certain amount of time. Now, let's just, I'm calling this just as it is. That's so it's some things have to maintain, and they will maintain. And I think we talk about the professionalism. Each do their best to try to maintain that court. In other words, don't cross that line.
Right.
The females don't cross,
That
males
line,
don't cross
cross.
that line. It will cause more problems than we want to deal with.
Okay, we got a phone call. State your first name and just tell us what's your comment or question.
Can a man have a baby?
Can a man have a baby? Absolutely not. He can adopt one, but he can't have one. What you think? Hello? Did she hang up?
I don't know, but you see, when the question is usually posed, it's posed usually from a transgender. Can a transgender man have a baby? They're talking about, can a woman have a baby? Yes, a woman can have a baby if she still has the toolkits and outfits and sets that she has. But can a man have a baby? Not ever, not now, can't, will be. It's just not gonna happen.
And every transgender man, if he's a male, when he's standing before God, God's not gonna call him Mildred when he's Michael. He gonna stand before the Lord as Michael and give him an account of his stewardship before the Lord. And that's the thing.
That's the thing.
I got a question.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
This is directed to General over there. What is your take on this scenario? I'm gonna paint you a picture.
Okay, all right.
All right. We in the A-Shaw Valley.
Oh, wow.
All right. We got 175 8-inch houses. One bullet weighs 200 pounds, and you pumping them and carrying them and shoving them up in this tube 8 to 9 hours. Can a woman? Do you think a woman can do an efficient job at that?
No. See, that's why you.
That's not the job she don't have, right?
Oh well, if she wants
Well,
to
is
be
she
in combat, she can.
Is she
If
getting
she
this?
want,
Excuse
yes,
me. If she get the same pay, I guess she got to do it.
that's correct. See, that's the problem, and that's what they're trying to address. If she can't didn't have the ability, the same level of fitness as required to lift.
That's
The
required.
goal is not are you a man, but can you lift this 200-pound mortar, this mortar shell, this round? Because we're going to do this all day. This is not just a
All
one.
day,
You're
all
moving
night.
and you're moving artillery pieces to different places. You're shooting and moving. So the question, that's we would find humor in trying to do that and knowing that some male is going to, hey, look, I got this for you. That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
He's going to say, look, I got this for you. Let me do this piece. Let's trade off. But then you wouldn't do that with another man. No, man,
No.
you got to pull your share.
Wait, that's right.
So
Well, let me get in trouble. By asking this question. Why do some churches embrace this?
I don't know any do that, man. I really don't. Yeah, y'all are more cosmopolitan, but I don't know any pastor that said anything about transgender to the point to where they allow it. Most pastors I know would say make a difference between male and female. I just don't know any pastors.
Well, I can say what I've been told because I asked the same question he had.
Okay.
This guy got a church in Atlanta, and it's a big church. Takes big money.
Big money.
And some of them is giving the church a lot of money.
Okay.
He's not going to kick that person out who wanting to be a woman or that woman wanting to be a man. Giving too much money. The size of office is causing him to work for the devil. He won't even speak to me nowadays because that's exactly what I told him. You working for the devil.
My Lord. That's direct.
nothing else left to be said there.
I apologized to him, and I said, maybe I'm out of line. But when you took money to go against what God already done, you working for the devil.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And you don't have to apologize for that.
Well, I did because my wife said,
yeah.
You wrong. We'll be in this man church. You're going to
That's a woman. That's a woman thing.
After church, right? After church.
It's after church.
I
wouldn't do it in front.
I wouldn't apologize.
No.
I'm sticking with my guns.
See that's the problem. See, now I'm not going to talk about. We don't have to talk about anybody voting. But if you have a biblical worldview, my question then is, how can you, being a person of God, side with that and take that into the voting booth with you? Now that I'll just throw that out there. Nobody has the answer, but there is a group that believes that, and it's a part of the agenda. So how does the church stand on that, or how does the man of God stand on that while delivering the message from the holy desk Sunday after Sunday?
What I'll tell you about me, I don't vote for any politician, black or white, Democrat or Republican, who's going to violate God's standards.
That's right. David said
That's just me now. Okay.
He that ruleth.
That's right. So I don't. So don't even come to me with it. If your platform is pro-gay, pro-trans, pro-socialist, I'm voting against you. Okay? Because I got to give an account to God.
That's right.
For what I uphold in His world. Do I stand for His standards, or do I stand for society's standards that's really trying to erase Him? But this all this is about. All this transgender, gay stuff, LGBTQ stuff, all this stuff is trying to erase God. It's not going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, you can deny God, but you can't dismiss it.
Right.
But David, in his last words, said, he that ruleth over men must be just and ruling in the fear of God. Now, the flip side of those, what you just said, some of the fellas, y'all talking about the pulpit, they got girlfriends and wives. And so I don't know what your Bible says, but all ungodliness is what?
Sin.
So some may be sinning with a person of the same gender, but I know a whole lot of them sinning with people of the opposite gender.
Well, that's true.
But listen, now what's going to happen when they die if they don't get straight?
they die without Christ.
That's right.
Anybody die without Christ go to hell.
Thank you.
But here's the thing.
What?
Here's the difference between them and the transgender and the gay.
But don't preach.
Hold
Don't
on,
preach.
Hold on.
And you sinning too.
No. I agree with you. I'm not contradicting. I'm just trying to show you the difference. You said, what's the difference? The difference is, you know, if you got a girlfriend, you're trying to keep it secret. The others are letting everybody know what they do.
But
They don't come out the closet. They don't come
They're
out
in
the
the
closet.
same boat.
Yeah, I agree with you.
They're sinners.
God, see,
Yeah.
God is just.
Yeah.
All right, He's just, and he's not going to dismiss that because
That's right.
on the other hand, because of the transgender, he's not going to do that. See, you know, if I go ahead, I'm married, and I've been married for 35 years. So I go ahead and get me a girlfriend. God's going to deal with me.
That's right.
See, so what you're saying, if you want to now, we can do a show that says, is adultery good or bad? We can do that show, and the answer will be the same.
That's
We can
right.
do a show that
It's
says it's
bad.
fornication.
It's
It's
bad.
still going to be
It's
the same.
bad.
If we do
Yeah.
so, it's the answer is going to be the same. Oh,
But I find the guys that's really hard on the LGBT community got some stuff in his closet. Don't preach if you got stuff in your closet. Leave folk alone or get right with God and do it now. Get
That's
right with
true.
God. He will
That's
show you
true.
how. Get right with God. Down at the crossway, shed his
And-
blood.
And God,
Get,
yeah, go ahead.
I was saying the song.
Yeah,
oh, he was on a roll.
Yeah.
Man. He's on
and God still loves the people
That's
who are
right.
transgender.
That's true, man.
Jesus died for them like He died for the adultery.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right? They can be saved,
Yeah.
and God can change them.
Okay.
And so it's not hopeless for them.
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm saying is that society is trying to push, and they are pushing this stuff
Mm-hmm.
on kids mainly.
Yeah. But let me tell you something, Michael Chambers. Remember Michael Chambers? You used to pass the church on Burton Avenue in Florida Blank. New Hope.
New Hope. Yeah, I
He
know
did a
that.
series on what we're talking about now. And I said, Mike, it ain't that bad, is it? He said, yes. And most of the people in that ballpark are preachers. I said, that can't be true. He said, this is like, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. Most of the people that's talking about stuff like this we're talking about,
Homosexuality.
they're preachers. They're just as involved. So watch the brother that's preaching against it, because he may not be as clean as he's trying to operate. But I do want to say one more time, Commissioner Elaine Lucas is now on the water board. She sends a message to the audience: come and get free watermelon and salad at the EL High School at 624 Sherland Drive, next to Roses, today and tomorrow from 12 noon to 5 p.m. I see you, Elaine Lucas, just to get some slice of melon, and
Get you some watermelon.
that's on my diet. Thank you, sister.
Well, let me say this for you. I've noticed, and I've heard and saw, read, where NFL people had flipped the switch, so they're gay or whatever. Wow. And I used the word the devil a while ago, and to me that's exactly what it is, because most of the time, if you find out somebody on a professional basketball team, football team, college, or whatever, they find out this person is that way, it upsets the locker room.
Yeah.
And may not destroy the team. I'm not saying it destroys the team. I'm saying because there's some dirt in the locker room, they find that out, it's going to change the atmosphere in the locker room. And your locker room has a big influence on how you play the game, because if you stay together as a team in the locker room, you stay together on the field. And if you got one bad apple, it's going to turn the rest of them bad. I'm not saying they're going to turn the same way. I'm just saying there's going to be a lot of confusion. So a lot of things that people are going to say in the locker room that they wouldn't say if he wasn't in there.
Yeah. But I tell you what, I noticed we're running out of time a little bit. So I would say this, brother. And in the United States of America, people get to do good and bad, and they have the choice. Some of them are moral sins. Some of them are punishable by law because they're felonies or misdemeanors. But the one line I think that we have to draw is that we allow people you get to do whatever you want to do, even if it's inconsistent with the word of God. But that's where the church, tries to make the difference. But there's one group I think that we have to pass a law that we have to say absolutely not. That is 17 and below. You cannot touch. You cannot try to change the gender of any non-adult person. When they become adults, if they want to do whatever they want to do, that's fine. But you don't get to force that on me when I know that it's inconsistent with our norms, with our culture, and especially, inconsistent with the word of God. So, but leave the kids alone, especially.
And that's been the problem. The problem is not so much, I disagree 1,000% with transgenderism, homosexuality, and
Agree.
all of that. In America, you can be whatever you want to be.
Right.
All right. But don't try to push that on the rest of us.
Right.
Try to force it. Force the community to accept aberrant, deviant behavior.
Correct.
Because nobody's born gay. There's no gay gene. That's a learned behavior.
And they're pushing that. Go ahead. That's a good thought. They're pushing it.
Harvey Milk and all those guys in California, and the other fellow, I believe, I forgot his name, had the scientific study where he kind of veered it towards that.
Yeah.
And the science and the psychological community began to adopt that philosophy and view. But God didn't make a mistake. For anybody to say I was born gay, to say that God made a mistake. And God don't make mistakes. Okay? God loves you, irregardless. Jesus Christ died for the adulterer. He died for the homosexual. He died for the transgender. He died for everybody. Everybody can be saved.
That's right. And by the way, if a caveat, he did say though that we were all born into what? Sin. That's correct.
That's correct.
That's the key.
Yeah. And so, but the church got to be more vocal against this. Okay. But the problem is that too many across the nation have acquiesced because COVID raped the church, if I can use that term. But people don't come no more. They don't give money no more. So there's community out there that got money, and you push that acceptance in there, and they'll come bail you out. So as a result, some leaders, not all, there's some good pastors out here in Macon, and some good pastors in Georgia, and across this nation, great pastors, wonderful pastors, black and white in this city. And we thank God for every last one of them who are holding up the bloodstained banner. But we got to be clear as to what God is for and what God is against.
Yes.
And stand on it. It may cost you something, right?
Right.
But it ain't worth having. It don't cost you anything. And so the ministry is fluid. You're going to have different people come in with different views, different ideas. You're going to say, well, I disagree with you, Reverend. And that's fine. I tell anybody, you disagree with me, that's fine. That's fine. But can you back it up with scripture? Yeah. In other words, if you're going to debate an issue, don't let the first two words out of your mouth be, I think.
Yeah. It has to be. That is absolutely right. I know we've got a few seconds, but an objective conversation is
don't
the
care
best.
what you think.
That's right.
What does scripture say? Okay. And if you're going to represent God, you need to represent him correctly.
Yes. And I got something to tell you. I don't have time to tell you the whole story. But the bottom line is the church does belong to us. The church belongs to God.
That's
Upon
correct.
This rock, I will build
my church.
And just always know it's his church, but be real careful how we treat his church.
Yeah. So I applaud Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah.
I think she did the right thing. By standing for men not being in women's sports. I applaud her. And if I had a chance to shake her hand, I would.
Yeah.
Thank you for standing for what's right, knowing that you're going to be vilified, attacked. And she's been attacked and vilified since that
Thank
time.
you for joining the Issues of Life broadcast with your host, Evelyn
See you
Reid.
next.
Be sure to tune in every Tuesday from 4:15 to 4:45 p.m. as she addresses the health, religious, and political issues that our communities face daily, right here on the Glory 107.9 FM, 980 AM, WDDO.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.